Good day, fellow Titans, Hunters, and Warlocks. My name is Telleric, and welcome to, well, basically what I'm going to call a trip down memory lane. With the Destiny 2 beta coming in July, I've been trying to think of a way to say goodbye to what has become one of my favorite games to ever play. And I thought I'd put up one more montage, and I still might. But then I had the thought that I'd like to say goodbye to all the gear and weapons and good times I've had and accumulated in this game, and share some of the stories that go with them. Now, if you don't want to listen to me ramble a bit, feel free to tune out now. But if you want to hear some stories about myself, my loot, and my clan members, then hang with me. For starters, I am a huge fan of the Iron Lords and the lore that surrounds them. And I had the mindset from the first Iron Banner in the beta. Yes, there was an Iron Banner back in the beta for Destiny 1. That the Iron Lords are who I wanted to be. That is my fantasy that I've pursued while playing this game. And going hand in hand with that fantasy, I fell in love with Striker Titans from the moment I tried the subclass back in the beta. The ability to tank damage and smash enemies and the immense lore that developed around Titans and some of the iconic characters in Destiny in the Titan realm had permanently stuck me in the Titan camp. And that's where I've enjoyed my time in Destiny. And that's why I've used for nearly 3 years the same look every day I've played Destiny. The green and silver Iron Lord with the crest of Alpha Lupi. This is my look. This is my fantasy that I use in this game. My favorite emblem even revolves around this look, as well as my Sparrow, and even the ship I use is the same one I fell in love with during the beta. I've been using the same ship non-stop for years and have even incorporated it into my YouTube credits. My ghost, his name is Brutus.
Don't do that.
I have personalized him to fall in line with my Iron Lord look. And I'm actually quite fond of my ghost, actually.
When you think about everything we've seen, everything we've done, I feel like I made the right choice.
I also love playing Crucible. And as a striker, when I'm in a game with my clan, my job is to kill roaming supers. And I really enjoy that role. Being the unusual striker with a sniper rifle and running an auto rifle or pulse rifle and using my Fist of Havoc to put a stop to an opposing team's point run is a playstyle I have immensely enjoyed and look forward to keep trying to do in Destiny 2. And it's worked really well. With the release of this video, I'm proud to finally announce that I have hit my personal goal of a 2.0 KD as a Titan, and to go with it I've managed to get 3 We Ran Out of Medals and 27 Mark of the Unbroken medals. The goal of hitting a 2.0 KD with my Titan was one I set for myself over 2 years ago, and to hit that goal just before Destiny 2 arrives is really, really satisfying. For my clanmates in Valherjar who have helped me and cheered me along the way, I want to say thank you for all your support and advice and tips and all the solid communication we developed to be a successful team and to make me a successful player. But hey, that's all about my personal look and how I play and my personal preferences and little things that I love about this game. But what about stories? I'm sure you're here to hear some of those. Well, I'm going to open up the vault today just for you. Now, there are a ton of weapons in here, about 100 the last time I checked. So I'm only going to touch on the ones that I have certain memories and nostalgia connected with them. First off, Khvostov 7G-02. This is my original Day 1 Khvostov. I still have it. I couldn't bring myself to dismantle the weapon, and it has been a permanent dweller of my vault ever since. I don't think that anyone who has played Destiny since the very beginning will ever forget that first mission of picking up this gun when your ghost finds it and fighting your way through the Fallen. The fact that this weapon became an exotic kind of gives you an idea how much it has endeared itself to so many players. That very first time you have a weapon in your hands and after your guardian opens their eyes. Second one, the Shingen-C auto rifle. This is my first solid primary weapon that I earned in the game, and the first one I took into Crucible play. And it was pretty good. Just before Suros Regime and Thorn and Last Word made their dominating entrances to Crucible, this was my go-to weapon, and I did pretty well with it, so it's earned itself a place in my vault for a long time. Third, Avenue A sniper rifle, my old blue sniper, and hey, it even has decent perks on it, and this was long before I knew exactly the perks I wanted on my sniper rifles. This thing has survived all the expansions from the early days and even through the later expansions, as I couldn't get my hands on a good voice sniper rifle for a long time. And then I got sentimental and I left it here as a permanent part of my collection. How about we take it out real quick and see if it's still good? Oh yeah, still good. Fourth, Fatebringer. Oh man, this is my original Fatebringer. This is the weapon that I used to kill Skolas with. Myself and two members of my clan, Alanon and Morg, we teamed up to kill Skolas back during the House of Wolves era. And the modifiers that were active for our run were Light Switch and Arc Burn. So I brought in Fatebringer and my LDR sniper rifle, and boy, it took us 4 hours to kill Skolas. At that point in Destiny, that was a raid level event, and it was nerve-wracking, just a 3-man crew, and boy, but we did it. We killed Skolas. And that event even created what we have as a catchphrase in our clan called the Skolas strategy. And in a nutshell, if you ever hear someone yell, Skolas strategy, it simply means run in circles around the map as fast as possible. And please don't drop the taint. Fifth, Red Death. This is my first exotic. I actually got this rifle from a legendary engram during the heydays of Raoul screwing over people with purple engrams when he had a tendency to give you a blue weapon instead of a purple weapon, and then he did something really bizarre and gave me a exotic weapon out of a purple engram. So I got pretty lucky. This was my most used weapon during the days of the dreaded Thorn meta. Number 6, Felwinter's Lie. Long ago, before the rise of the Matador or the Wormwood, was the sniper rifle known as Felwinter's Lie. This is my obscene original kick-in-the-teeth Felwinters with hammer force and rangefinder, which I used to terrorize kindergartens. Good times. BTW, this weapon still kicks butt. 7, Shadow Price. Back at the beginning of Destiny, the currency system for buying weapons was Crucible and Vanguard marks. You earned them separately, and it was a major grind to get 150 marks, which you could use to buy a weapon or another piece of gear. This is the weapon I chose to buy first. The original vendor role, Shadow Price. And I still love this rifle. It's not the best role possible for an auto rifle, but back in the Suros Regime meta, I used this weapon to get my first Unbroken Medal, and I also used it to tackle the Vault of Glass, invade the Black Garden, and even do Crota's End the first or second time. It's a gun I love. I'll never get rid of it. Number 8, Patience and Time. This is my all-time favorite sniper rifle in Destiny. I actually have a 400 light copy I use in Crucible still, but this old 170 version is my original, and it was the sniper rifle I paired with my Shadow Price for my first Unbroken Medal. I adore this gun, and I'm going to really miss popping heads with this thing.
Zone B lost. Double kill. Yes! 3 down! Heavy ammo available. Look at them fall!
Number 9, this is a BTRD 345. So if you don't know for some reason, this is the all-time greatest heavy machine gun in Destiny. This thing combines insane range, stability, magazine, and impact to just rip through people in Crucible. This is the ultimate sweaty heavy. It's a good thing the heavy ammo in Destiny was reduced when it was, because this gun is a monster. And if you've ever heard anybody in Destiny say, nerf this, nerf that, if the ammo economy had not changed when it did, you would have heard many people screaming for the BTRD to be nerfed. Number 10, Gjallarhorn. My original Gjallarhorn. I got this one in a nightfall with some blueberries before House of Wolves came out. I still go to sleep dreaming of their salty tears as I obtain the holy grail of Year 1 Destiny. This weapon has slain many enemies, including Atheon, Crota, Skolos, and the list goes on. I eventually had 5 of these things drop before Taken King arrived, but this one is my first.
We have some new engrams you might find useful. Oh, interesting choice. Good weapon.
Number 11, Invisible Hand M7. Alright, you want to burn through ammo super fast? Use this thing. I picked this shotgun up in Year 1, and for reasons I'm not totally sure of now, I've held on to it ever since. Is the fastest shooting shotgun, aside from the exotic shotgun, the Fourth Horseman, that I've ever seen. Back before I knew better about what a good shotgun should be, I used this weapon. Stick it in someone's face, hold down the trigger, blam! 5 shots, 5 shells out the barrel, they're gone. They're dead. Number 12, Black Hammer. The first weapon I ever got from the Crota's End raid, and still the best. This weapon was a game breaker, literally pulling shots out of thin air if you kept hitting critical shots. Nightfalls with Solar Burn and Specialist. Oh yeah, I killed many bosses with this rifle. You remember that spider tank on the original Devil's Lair strike? Yeah. If you had Black Hammer, that thing was toast. There's a reason that Bungie took this gun and turned it into the exotic we now know as the Black Spindle. Number 13, LDR 5001. This is the gun that got me to the Lighthouse for the first time. Back in the day, back in Year 1 mostly, the final round perk was devastatingly strong. You didn't need to hit someone in the head to do that extra damage and get that one-hit kill. Oh no! Have you had final round? Just use that final round, tap them in the toe, and they're gone. I can honestly say I never abused this perk by dumping my first 2 or 3 shots at the beginning of a trials round, as I saw many players do. But there were a couple times where I used it to clutch a body shot on my way to my first Lighthouse visit and get that final kill on the last guy, just hit him in the body. So this is the rifle. This is the weapon that I point at that helped me and my buddies go flawless for the very first time. Number 14, Vision of Confluence. This is my prized possession from my first Vault of Glass run. It is still the best legendary scout rifle to ever be put in Destiny. For me, this was my fallback weapon for raids and nightfalls and even some Crucible play for a long time. Such a good weapon, and a great memory of killing Atheon that first time deep in the vault. My fondest memory of doing the Vault of Glass for the first time, though, is my clan got down to the Gorgon's Maze, and after a long battle with the Templar, we got stuck in the maze. Now, no one knew where to go. We were running around looking for the exit, and people kept getting seen by Gorgons, and by the sheer stroke of luck, I stumbled across the exit. And when I realized what I had found, I wasn't sure at first, but when I realized what I had found, I was pretty much jumping off the couch going, guys, I found it! And for me, being the first person in my clan to find the way out of the maze is probably my favorite Vault of Glass memory. Number 15, Jewel of Osiris. I did a studs and duds video on this hand cannon, and it fell squarely in the stud category. This is my trophy from my first trip to the lighthouse, and I fondly keep it as a reminder of that run to Mercury. For an arc hand cannon, it never measured up to Fatebringer, but I love the gun nonetheless. Number 16, Nirwin's Mercy. This is a vendor roll from Iron Banner back in the prime of pulse rifles, and I really like this gun. Great perks, so many nice matches in Crucible. This was my go-to weapon for a while before Bungie nerfed this particular archetype. Plus, I find it to be one of the best looking weapons in Destiny. I mean, seriously, having my favorite emblem on my weapon as I'm playing is just snazzy. I also used this weapon on my first successful run of King's Fall hard mode. Just a hard-hitting pulse rifle with Outlaw just allows you to just mow through all those hive on that raid. Number 17, Jolder's Hammer. This was the original smack you down heavy machine gun in year one. If you had a good one of these and you got heavy ammo, you were nigh unstoppable. My third Unbroken Metal, I played it on Anomaly. I used this weapon to get probably half my kills. I killed 2 golden guns and a rushing titan with my Fist of Havoc during that match, and then I went right back to mowing people down with my hammer. I was pretty excited to see Lord Saladin show up using this weapon during the very first Rise of Iron campaign mission. I thought that was so cool. Number 18, Pocket Infinity. So, if you never got a chance to play Destiny in year one, you miss out on the all-time most broken gun of all of Destiny. More so than even the Vex Mythoclast, in my opinion. And it is still a game-breaking weapon. Pocket Infinity. I just recently pulled this out and gave it another spin in the current Crucible, and it is still very, very broken. But back in year one, when you had a ton of special ammo, you could just pick it up constantly. Oh man, so many hate messages. The salt would just flow from the other team. All you had to do is just put them in your sights, hold the trigger down, and if you didn't hit them, the ammo just recycled back into the mag. Oh, it's so broken, but it was so fun to use. It had a very long, grindy quest line, exotic quest line that you had to complete, but it was worth it once you got your hands on it. Number 19, Deviant Gravity-A. Honestly, this thing here is because I like how it looks. That's it. It's a pretty weapon, and my Warlock used it quite a bit in year one, and it's just a solid gun, so it has stayed this whole time. Number 20, Unfriendly Giant. I don't think many people have heard of this rocket launcher. If you have, you've been around Destiny for a long time. But this is my rocket launcher I used in my first Vault of Glass raid. I shot a lot of Vex with this launcher trying to beat that raid the first time. Not a great roll, but I still have it. I'm still here. Number 21, The Devil You Know. Okay, this hand cannon has a horrible roll on it. Period, dot, end of story. The roll sucks. Hipfire and life support, yuck. But I can't bring myself to delete the weapon as it was my first legendary weapon I had drop for me in Destiny. I conquered the moon and the moon strikes with this gun before I bought my Shadow Price. So, horrible roll or not, it has a special place in my vault. It's still here. Number 23, Hand of Judgement. This is one of those really weird guns in Destiny that actually works really well. I discovered that on certain maps where there are lots of players using sniper rifles, this became the ultimate sniper killer. It hits so hard, and I love the perk set. It has a 3-shot kill if you can hit all headshots. I've had many games on Memento and Vertigo where I just threw snipers for a loop as I tap them to death with those 3 shots. It's good. It's my favorite slow firing scout rifle that I have in my inventory. Number 24, MIDA Multi-tool. How can I not include the best scout rifle from all of Destiny? Of all my Unbroken matches, I want to say a third of them were accomplished using MIDA. In my opinion, MIDA is the quintessential exotic of Destiny. It has just the most solid blend of perks that make it truly one of a kind, and it's so good. I'm going to miss this weapon. 25, Blind Perdition. In my opinion, this may be the best pulse rifle to ever be put into Destiny. It is just all around excellent, and the perks are solid. They're just undeniably good. Plus, the scope is so easy to use and comfortable on the eye. I love this gun. It is solid. Sadly, my friend Alanon from my clan, who's been a member of my trials team for over 2 years now, he struggled for months and months to get this weapon. His RNG was so horrible for so long, it was painful. No, I'm sorry, dude. It was bad. I want to say it took him nearly 8 months to get this weapon after playing trials every weekend for 8 months. He finally got it. Yeah. Number 26, Palindrome. This is my God Roll Palindrome that I've featured in a few of my videos, and I use on a fairly regular basis right now. The only reason it's on this list is because of how many people have messaged me at how jealous they are of my gun. So, yeah, that's it. It's my make people green with envy weapon. Number 27, the Laughing Heart. This is my current sniper rifle that I use pretty much every day. Snappy weapon, great perks, and I have it in here as it helped me get my last We Ran Out of Medals a few weeks ago, as well as my most recent Unbroken game. So, great rifle. So crisp. I'm going to miss this one. Number 28, 1,000-Yard Stare. This is my montage sniper. If you've watched any of my other videos, most of the sniper clips that you see in my montages have been accomplished with this rifle. I got the gun shortly after Taken King arrived, and I haven't stopped using it in nearly 2 years. It has become permanently lodged in my Titan's inventory, and it has served me very well in putting down many Crucible foes. I'm very fond of this sniper, and it's been my workhorse for a couple thousand Crucible matches. Number 29, the Chaperone. I think this is the coolest shotgun in Destiny. I mean, how can you not like popping people with a high-powered slug in the head, whipping the chamber back in the lock position, and bam, you're good to go.
Charging the spark. Only 1 minute left.
And I think it's really cool how there are going to be similar versions of this gun in Destiny 2. Spoiler alert, if you haven't heard, the Suros shotgun featured on the poster is going to be like the Chaperone in Destiny 2. Yeah. When I first tried to get this gun, though, I got robbed. The final part of the exotic quest for Chaperone requires you to kill the Shield Brothers with a shotgun, and that strike at that particular time was Nightfall level difficulty. So I did. I went out and did the raid. I went out and did the quest, did the strike, and I killed them with a shotgun, and at the end it said, no, you only killed one of them with a shotgun. I had to go do it again. That was a real pain. It sucked. But in the end, I got the weapon, and it's been well worth it. Number 30, the Young Wolves Howl. I honestly love the aesthetics of this sword, especially with the Wolves Remember ornament I have equipped. I seriously wish I could bring this weapon to Destiny 2 with me just because of how good it looks. It fits my love of Iron Lord lore and fantasy. It's by no means the best sword in the game, but it is super sexy. Hey Bungie, can I take this to Destiny 2 with me? please. Number 31, Gheleon's Demise. This rifle got me into an argument on Bungie.net over the perk set. So this gun has Outlaw and Firefly. Great PvE perks. It became the standard weapon on my hunter for a very long time. I got this rifle during Dark Below, before Bungie changed the perks that could be rolled on the gun, and they changed that during House of Wolves. So I was cruising around the Bungie.net forums, and players were discussing best perks for a scout rifle, and I dropped the fact casually that I had a Demise with Outlaw and Firefly. Well, one of the people in the thread immediately called me out on it, saying that was impossible. Long story short, after about 5 or 6 times going back and forth like little children going, yaha, nah-uh, yaha, nah-uh, yaha, nah-uh, yaha, nah-uh, I finally put it on my hunter and said, dude, go take a look at it. And his immediate reaction about 5 minutes later was, oh, I didn't know you had an old version. I was like, come on, dude, trust me. But yeah, it still makes me laugh to think that he thought I was lying. So, number 32, Grasp of Malok. Omnigul farming. 2 blues, anyone? I honestly had a lot of fun getting 2 of my friends from my clan, Al-Anon and England, if I remember correctly. And we killed Omnigul over and over and over until we had good rolls on our grasps. Great guns for a while. I've had some fantastic Crucible matches with this rifle. Now, I was a little sad when Bungie nerfed it just enough that it wasn't as viable as it used to be, but great gun, great gun. Number 33, The Chance. Okay, I don't like factions at all in Destiny. Period. I'm an Iron Lord who defends the tower. That is my faction, not all these crazy people from New Monarch and Dead Orbit and Future War Cult. But I have kept this gun because I think it is the best looking hand cannon in Destiny. And I know some of you are going to laugh at me for that. I love the long barrel look, the heavy stabilizer on the front of the muzzle, the odd paint job on it, and even the weird perk combination I enjoy. It only has 6 rounds, but combine it with the spray and play and probably one of the highest stabilities I've ever seen on a hand cannon. And I've never been able to throw it away. I still on occasion will pull it out just for the heck of it and use it in Crucible. It needs serious help on the range, but I still love this gun. My final story is the great joy I have found in playing this game with people I now call my friends. My clanmates, all of you guys in Valherjar, you have been the great byproduct I didn't expect to have occur in just playing a video game. All the raids we've done from Vault of Glass to Wrath of the Machine, and the countless times we've played Crucible together have been great memories I cherish. The jokes, the frustrations, the laughter, the excitement of beating raids, swapping ideas on weapons and gear, sharing our lives and our times together have been wonderful, and I look forward to it again in Destiny 2. I look forward to that continuing. If you've stuck it all the way out through this video, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the stories. Maybe not as many as you hoped, but there they are. There's the few I remember. As always, my name is Telric, and I hope to see you in the Destiny 2 Crucible.